Hey guys, this is Nod Lammers of Invoked 101. Welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new, updated Suship deck profile. I was thinking of Gunkin when I said that, but yeah, Gunkin Suship. The deck is pretty good now that we have gotten some new stuff out of the Megatins as well as Burst of Destiny, and this is an untested build, so I do want to preface that, but I do feel like Suship's, as far as rank 4 decks go, this is a pretty alright one. I do think a lot of just rank 4 spam decks are outpaced by a lot of things in the current game. But if you're looking for something fun, something a little bit unique, considering this centers around a normal monster, then this is a really good pickup, especially with how cheap that the deck is. I believe you can spend probably $20 and get the vast majority, like $20 or less, and get almost everything you need for this deck. But yeah, with that said, before we get into the deck profile itself, down below, if you want to support the channel, we have links to our Discord as well as our other social media, including our Instagram and our Twitter. And we also have the brand new Teespring links, so if you want to check those out, they're not necessarily new. I don't know why I said they were new. But anyway, we have the Teespring links. You can get yourself some Invoked 101 merch, some Speedroid Cult merch, and we also have the Your Playmat merch link. So if you want to get some super cool custom sleeves, you can go check those links out, or use code invoked 10 or invoked YP10 at checkout. Setting the spells, traps, and extra deck off to the side, we will get right into the main deck monsters. Also, before one other thing, still using the super cool fried rice sleeves for the Suships. Very cool from Gemtech. Super rad. All right. Anyways, getting right into it, we of course have 3 of the vanilla, which is Gunkin Suship Shari, or formerly Rice Suship. It just has 2000 attack, Aqua, Normal, Fire. So this is the normal Aqua, which a lot of the new level 4 normal monsters are just like the 2k beater for that typing. But yeah, it's Fire Aqua, which I believe the whole archetype is, and the best part about this card is the Yelp review that is its flavor text. So if you've never read Gunkin Suship Shari, give it a read. It's pretty hilarious. It's a very tongue-in-cheek kind of Yelp review in its description. It's really funny. Next up, we have the other card that originally released in Dama, which is Ikura, which is a 200/300 level 4 Aqua effect monster. It says, if you control Gunkin Suship Shari, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Ikura once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can either add to your hand or special summon one excavated Shari, Gunkin Suship Shari. Also, you can either add to your hand or special summon a Shari, also shuffle the rest back into the deck. You can only use this effect of Ikura once per turn. So it does only special summon the vanilla, which does kind of suck, but there's ways to stack the deck, which is really good. And yeah, so it's not terrible, especially with the new stuff. This does become a little bit better. Then we're playing 3 of the new one. This is Gunkin Suship Shirao. And what this one says, it says, if you control a Gunkin Suship Shari or an Xyz monster that has Shari as a material, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can special summon one Gunkin monster from your hand except Shirao. Then you can take any number of Gunkin Suship Shari from your deck or graveyard and place them on top of your deck in any order. So like I said, there's ways to stack the deck, and it says you can only use each effect of Shirao once per turn, 200 to 50. Which is pretty weird, but the stats on these guys don't typically matter. But yeah, really cool little nice deck stack effect, especially, and a little bit of recyclability. And with the way that interacts with not only Ikura, but also the field spell, as well as all of the Xyz monsters, because all the Xyz monsters are upstarts. It's a very nice effect. Next, we have the level 5 Fire Aqua, which is Uni, Gunkin Suship Uni. And it says, you can reveal one other Gunkin card in your hand, special summon this card from your hand, then apply the following effect based on the revealed card. If it was Gunkin Suship Shari, special summon the revealed monster. If it was a different card, if it was another Gunkin card, place the revealed card on the bottom of the deck. and then it has a once per turn effect, which is you can target one Gunkin monster you control, change its level to 4 or 5, then you can add one Gunkin Suship Shari from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Gunkin Suship Uni once per turn. And it can target itself, so it can go from a 5 to a 4, or you can buff another one to go into the Xyz monster. Typically, you're going to be buffing Shari. So yeah, really, really nice effects on this monster. On all of these monsters, they work extremely well, even though they do depend on the Suship. And we'll get to some stuff that can get the Suship to the hand, besides just like literally everything. Then we are also playing Triple Rescue Rabbit because it's a vanilla monster deck. So it has a level 4 vanilla that we can get out, and we do have a recycler in the form of Shroud as well as another card in the deck. So 3 Rescue Rabbit is fine. And then for hand traps, I was playing 3 Effect Veiler and 2 Skullmeister. You can play whatever you want. There's some other cards in this deck that you can cut if you want to play more hand traps or you just want to trade out stuff. But yeah, I set aside 5 slots for hand traps. And that's it for monsters. That's it for monsters. They're very, very centralized on their vanilla monster. It kind of reminds me of like early Dark Magicians, which is kind of strange. But yeah, it's definitely one of those decks that does need its normal monster. Moving into the spells and traps, we have triple of the field spell Gunkin Sue Shipyard Seaside Supper Spot. So this is kind of like the restaurant where all the shoe ships get made. And it says, once per turn, if you normal or special summon a Gunkin monster, even during the damage step, you can place a Gunkin card from your deck on top of your deck. Once per turn, if a face-up Gunkin monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, activate this effect. Your opponent pays life points exactly equal to that monster's defense in the graveyard, then you can apply this effect. And it says, special summon one Gunkin Suship Shari from your hand, then special summon a Gunkin Xyz monster from your extra deck by using that card you control as material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. So it effectively lets you Zodiac the Gunkin Suship Shari, which is really nice, and that's going to trigger one of the effects on any Xyz monster you slap on top of that Shari, which is really nice. So yeah, so 3 of the field spell. I played 3 Unexpected Die. This is, of course, just to get out the Shari, because having Shari on field is always really good with the Suships, because it lets you special summon like a ton of them. Again, really quick, shout out to my boy Dan, who I ran over to his house real quick to pick one of these up, like literally like 5 minutes before this profile. 3 Piercing the Darkness. Now this card is really, really cool. So it is a continuous spell card, and it says, if you normal or special summon a non-token normal monster, except during a damage step, you get a draw card. So because Shari is so important to this strategy, that effect is going to go off. It's going to get you extra draws, especially in combination with all the different stuff that goes on in this deck. It's amazing. And then it says, when an attack is declared involving an opponent's monster and a monster you control that is a level 5 or higher normal, or was a ritual summoned with a normal, or fusion, synchro, or Xyz summoned using a normal monster as material, you can make that monster you control gain attack equal to that opponent's monster's attack until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Piercing the Darkness once per turn. So not only does it get you a draw, it also turns effectively any of your Suship Xyz monsters that use Shari as material, which should be almost all of the ones you summon, into a Crystal Wing to a degree. That is insane. Like, it lets you Overmax a monster, Overmax Crystal Wing buff a monster. It's insane. I really like that, and when I saw this card, I was like, that's going in Suships. That's Suship support right there. Next up, we just have a bunch of one-of spells. 1 Painful Decision, send a level 4 or lower normal, add 1 card with the same name from your deck to your hand. This is really nice. Dark Factory Mass Production, this is a card you can cut. You can cut some of this stuff that I'm about to show you. Dark Factory Mass Production, it lets you get 2 normal monsters from your graveyard back to your hand, so if you have a pair of Sharis in there, you can add them back. And again, this isn't super great. It can be a brick, so I understand wanting to cut it. 1 Upstart, because this is exactly a 40-card deck, and I felt like just digging closer for that Shari or something to get you to Shari is extremely important. 1 Monster Reborn, again, just to get Shari out of the graveyard. 1 Terraforming for the field spell. 1 Called By to protect the Rescue Rabbit. 1 Pot of Avarice to shuffle back the Sharis. And 1 Double or Nothing, because we are playing Utopia Double. So, this is because it's a rank 4 deck, I felt like Utopia Double would be really nice, especially since now you can also make your Utopia Double even bigger if you use Shari as material. It's pretty nuts. The high attack stats you can get. For the trap card, we only play one, but it is the Gunkan Suship Daily Special. Now this card wasn't really good when the deck first came out. This is a card from Dama, and originally it wasn't super great, but now that we actually have some more Suship names, this card did become a lot better, and I do recommend playing 3. So first of all, it has an alternate kind of activation thing that it can do. So in parentheses, it says, when you activate this card, you can also reveal one Gunkan Suship Shari in your hand. Then in parentheses, it says, reveal 3 Gunkan monsters from your deck. They don't have to be different. When your opponent chooses one of them for you to add to your hand, also shuffle the rest in your deck. If you revealed Suship Shari in your hand at activation, you choose the card to add to your hand instead of your opponent choosing. If this card is in your graveyard, and this is the really cool part, this card's in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card, then target 3 Gunkan monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, draw a card. There is no once per turn on this. This is a super cool card. If you have 3 in your graveyard and you got enough Suships in your graveyard to shuffle them back and get cards, it's super cool. But yeah, also, it specifies shuffle those targets in the graveyard into the deck. It doesn't specify main or extra, so you can put extra deck monsters back. It's really nice, and we know that you can do that because of cards like the new B Trooper, Mighty Neptune. But yeah, really cool. Effectively, if you set 3 of them, you can search 3, and if you reveal, so you can reveal all 3 Sharis off of the first one, then on the other 2, reveal the Shari that you searched off of Daily Special, and then you get to pick the other 2 Suships that you want. Very, very cool. I think now this trap card works like insanely well. Moving to the extra deck and the final portion of the deck profile, we have triple Gunkan Suship Akura class Dreadnought. I like this one the best, mainly because I just think that its effect of being able to attack twice is probably the best one, especially in a deck that I've teetered to focus more on the battle phase. So this card says, if this card is Xe summoned, you can apply the following effects in sequence based on the materials used. You can only use this effect of Akura Dreadnought once per turn. It says, if you use Shari, you get to draw a card. All of the Xyz monsters, and that's kind of what I've been hinting towards, all the Xyz monsters let you draw a card if you use Shari as a material. It's really cool. So they all, if you use Shari on any of them, it gives you an upstart, and then if you use the appropriate Suship to overlay into them, you get a bonus effect. In this one's case, if you use Akura as a material, you get to attack twice. This one can attack twice during each battle phase. Then it says, once per turn, when your Gunkan monster special summon from the extra deck inflicts battle damage to your opponent, target a card on your opponent controls, destroy it. Which, this doesn't have to destroy it, just another card on the field, another Gunkan monster that's summoned from the extra deck. So you could summon out the rank 5 in this one, beat over something with the rank 5, and then do both effects, which is really nice. Or if you have 2 of them, the first one can beat over it, and then this one can blow the other one up, and then this one can swing into it. Again, which is really nice. Then I played 2 Shirao class Carrier. This is another really cool Xyz monster. It says, if this card is Xyz summoned, apply these effects in sequence, blah, 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 blah. You can only use this effect of Shirao class Carrier once per turn. And it says, if you use Shari, draw a card, and if you use Shirao, you can add a Gunkan spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So that's really nice, and if you do want to cut some of the stuff, like the field spell and the trap card down a little bit, you can. I just like playing 3. I like seeing the field spell, and I like seeing the trap. So its other effect is, while a face-up card is in the field zone, Gunkan monster you control special summon from the extra deck cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects and gain attack equal to the original defense. So it turns this guy into a 2450 attacker, and this guy into a 2500 attacker, which is really nice while you have the field spell. Last up is the rank 5. It's a super rare out of BODE, and Of course, it has the if this card is exiled, someone apply these effects in sequence, blah, 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 blah. Shari lets you draw a card, and if you use Uni, this card gains the ability to attack directly, which is pretty nuts. And if you have a field spell and Shirao on the board, it turns him into a 34 attacker. It's pretty cool. So then it says, once per turn during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Gunkin monsters you control, special summon from the extra deck, negate those effects. And typically you're ending with anywhere between 1 to 3 of these guys on boards, which is pretty good. So, because this deck does spit out these guys pretty frequently if you open an alright hand. Especially with all the draws that you're going to be getting and all the ways that we can special summon stuff and get more draws. So that's it for the Gunkin Xyz monsters. Like I said, I do like Dreadnought the best, Akura Dreadnought the best because of the double attacking, but arguably the rank 5 is the best card that they have in their extra deck. Moving into auxiliary rank 4 monsters, we have 1 Daigusto Emerald. This is to get the shuffle back and draw another card. It's really cool on that one. I like that. But also it says target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. It does do double duty in this deck, which is pretty crazy. That like not only is it an amazing rank 4 that lets you recycle your Sharis, if you have stuff in your hand that can special summon it off, you can, and you have a Shari in your graveyard, you can make this, revive the Shari, and then make another rank, and then you can slap a Vespanado on top of this. It's pretty nice. But anyways, then we also play the Utopia double package. So we play, double, 1 Utopia to go into it, and then we also play a Utopia the Lightning to slap on top of the Utopia, just in case. So yeah, playing those. Then I am playing 2 Drill Driver Vespanados, just for damage. That's the main reason we're playing those. You can play more rank 4s. You can play 1 Vespanado if you want. A really cool thing about this guy is he's a 2500 attacking piercer, but also when he dies, you get to bring back a level 4. So you can bring back a Suship and get advantage off of that and get more stuff, more plays rolling. But yeah, I went with 2. You don't have to play 2 if you don't want to, but you can. It does only require 2 level 5 monsters if you want to hard make it, but I don't really see a reason for that. For links, links are pretty simple. 1 Link Spider, normal monster, and then you get a special summon a normal monster, which, you know, if you need the Shari in your graveyard and you have 2 of them, normal summon, Link, special summon, etc. And then I am playing 1 Dual Little Chimera to buff fire. It does buff the links because they're all fire, which is really nice, so it does come up. I guess you could also play Hita if you really wanted to, and then bring back Ash Blossoms and stuff. That'd be kind of neat. But that is it for Suships. This is a really cool deck. It's a deck that I thought was really cool when it came out. I really like it. It has some of the most unique artwork in like theming. Like it kind of looks like trains in a weird way because they're all like battleships and stuff. But it is definitely one of the weirdest decks that I think we've ever gotten in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not often we get a food deck. There's only a few others that I can think of. The main archetype that's another food deck I can think of is Madolche. So yeah, but yeah, and especially since I had the Gemtech takeout deck box and the fried rice sleeves, I was like, man, I gotta get Suships. But yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what I can do to make this deck better in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.